What's a mess? But I will explain it to you with notes. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel of Delusional Theories. Today we have no delusional theories. Today we have a serious class on whatever the hell is going on in this goddamn show, because the whole thing looks like a mess. However, during my my lunch, as I was eating my rice, I noted down my kind of understanding of everything that is going on with all of these goddamn people and all these goddamn names. Where the hell is Enrique espada? Is my question. He was pretty simple. He had a sword and his name was Henry. Anyway, in this episode, we see Nina and Jimmy going on their separate little, side quest missions where Nina busts the house of the dude who provides the coordinates for the money for Saxton, who provided the LSD for the detective who was figuring this whole shit out, and the guy who is in contact with Xavier somehow because he knew that Xavier knew who Nina was, and when he was on the phone, it was kind of implied it was Xavier or someone working for Xavier. I'm out of breath. This is Nina's side quest. Jimmy's side quest, he's having to deal with Luna as he goes to Las Vegas I thought he was going to meet Xavier, but no, he meets with Howard Hughes. God damn it, Howard Hughes. And the briefcase that we previously saw, the Pulp Fiction briefcase, had a reel of audio of President Nixon saying something. Honestly, I don't even remember what he said. It's some kind of incriminating shit against the president. These are their side quests. And then, in the middle of all these side quests, we have that goddamn right-hand man. Listen, he is annoying because he's messing with our baby girl and our baby boy, but he is effective. Saxton picked a good right-hand man because he's like a dog with a bone. He will not let it go, and he figures this shit out. Well, he would have figured it out with a fur coat, but then the detective just told him everything. Not detective. The cop just told him everything. So here is the state of things. Nina has been kidnapped by the right-hand man, and she's going to be interrogated for sure. And as soon as Jimmy and Saxton return to wherever they are, I don't even remember, with Luna, it's LA, right? Whatever. Whenever they return, right-hand man guy is going to have Nina kidnapped, and Saxton's going to be like, what the hell is going on? What have you done? And he's going to reveal everything about Jimmy, and they're going to have their little confrontation, and I will get to it, my predictions to what is going to happen. But let's talk about what the hell is going on here. And listen, I know I'm talking to the camera, but I'm going to have to pick up my notes because it's just a lot of information, okay? I have to pick up my notes. Okay, so we have Saxton here. He knows Hughes and works with Hughes, and both Saxton and Hughes know Xavier. Xavier seems to be like top dog. He seems to be the guy everyone goes to. He seems to be the guy who knows everything. In fact, Xavier knows that Nina is an FBI agent investigating Saxton. However, he hasn't told Saxton yet. Why? I will explore that in a minute. But Xavier is also the dude that hired Cyrus to prescribe the LSD for a detective and to give the coordinates for the money drops for Saxton. So he's on the background, he knows everything, he coordinates everything, and everyone knows about him. Then, apart from Saxton, Hughes, and Xavier, and his little handyman, and on Saxton we have the right-hand man who just took Nina captive, we have the FBI and apparently the CIA. And we've seen this cowboy dude calling on the phone before a couple of times for other reasons. And I think this cowboy dude is calling the white FBI agent who is messing with Nina inside the FBI. And this cowboy dude is the CIA. Right? Right. So the white FBI agent is not really an FBI agent, it's a CIA agent infiltrated in the FBI. Right? Tell me in the comments if I'm being thick about this, because I'm trying to figure this shit out. And not being from the US, I don't always understand the goddamn rules of all of these secret organizations. So we have the CIA infiltrated in the FBI, investigating Saxton and Xavier and Nina, and it is the CIA dude, the cowboy dude, who tells the FBI agent, potentially CIA agent infiltrated in the FBI, to take Nina out. And Saxton potentially does not know about this guy. why would you want to take Nina out for Nina investigating Saxton if Saxton doesn't know about this guy? Because at this point, Saxton does not know about Nina. And who does Xavier belong to? Because at this point in time, the only people who know about Nina investigating Saxton are the cowboy dude, who I'm assuming is the CIA, and Xavier. So, could we potentially, maybe, assume that Xavier is in the CIA? Or is the CIA? And this is why all the shenanigans are happening, because the other people, like Saxton, his minions, Hughes, whatever, don't know, and all like the criminal organization network don't know that that Xavier, the provider of all things, of all means, is in the CIA. Is this the conspiracy that the detective was investigating? A, like, high-ranking official of the CIA, potentially also the FBI, messing with the gangs and, like, financing the gangs to also get profit for himself? Is this the conspiracy? Like, I understand why the CIA could be investigating Nina. I understand why Saxton and Hughes working for Xavier don't like the CIA. And I will touch on what Hughes said about Joey and the CIA. What I don't understand is why Xavier, knowing that an FBI agent is spying on one of his people or one of his partners or one of his collaborators, why wouldn't he tell him? Unless what Nina is investigating will incriminate Xavier, not in the face of, like, law enforcement, not towards the authorities, but towards Saxton. Because we know that Saxton was the one who ordered the C4 that killed Joey. We know it was Saxton, but do we know that Saxton was the one who used it? Because now that we know that the money that Saxton uses for these big deals comes from the coordinates that Xavier gives him through Cyrus, if Xavier is the one paying for these big deals for Saxton, isn't it possible that Saxton was ordering the C4 on behalf of Xavier, like asking no questions because Xavier is daddy? And then isn't it also possible that Xavier then used the C4 to explode Joey because Joey was about to figure out his little secret that he is in the CIA, that he is the cop, and he is profiting off of these gang criminal people? Did Saxton not know that the C4 was going to be used on Joey? Does Saxton currently not know that the C4 was used on Joey? So with what Howard Hughes said about the CIA killing Joey, and I mean, we don't really even have any details. Does he know specifically what people did it inside the CIA? Does he think is it a conspiracy theory where he thinks they did it, but he's not sure? But if the CIA were the ones responsible for killing Joey, does that mean that Xavier is the CIA? And was responsible for killing Joey because Joey was about to expose the fact that he is the CIA? This is so convoluted. I feel like I'm getting 100% of it wrong. Let me know in the comments if you, like, figured out more than I have. But with all of this said, I mean, what's going to happen in the next episode is that Jimmy and Saxton are going to arrive back home, and they're going to be faced with Nina, trapped to a chair or hanging by her arms, and the right-hand man there telling Saxton, she's an FBI agent. He is giving her information. You need to kill both these people. And then they're all going to mouth each other. Everything's going to come out. Like, Nina's going to tell Saxton, don't you remember me? You killed my father. And then she's going to say, I have proof that you were involved in the death of Joey. And then we're going to have goddamn Jimmy being like, yeah, she has proof. I called. I know you were the one who ordered the C4. Justify yourself. And it's going to be like this thing back and forth, and the noises that I make with my mouth. And then they're going to get to this, like, standpoint of Saxton being like, yeah, I ordered the C4, but it wasn't for Joey. What do you mean? It was for Xavier or whatever the hell he did for it. And then this, and then that, and that. And they're going to figure out that what this cop that was being drugged with LSD on the Yellow House, what this cop was investigating was the fact that all of these criminal organization networks are being coordinated or supported or supplied or helped by Xavier. And in fact, Xavier can do all of this shit, can allow all of this shit and all of these businesses to happen because he is in the CIA, because he has access and is able to allow them to, operate within bounds. Is it? And then they are going to turn their knives, their weapons, their espadas to the CIA guy, to Xavier. And what I'm thinking now is, how in the world does the reel about Nixon come in? Because I watched the episode. I heard what they said, and I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Why is it so important for Xavier to have the reel? And how could they think that it is important for Xavier to have the reel if they don't know that Xavier is from the CIA? What kind of use do they think Xavier is going to give to the reel? Like he's gonna sell it to a newspaper or something? He's gonna burn it? What is the point? And then, in the middle of all of this, we have the wedding idiots literally stealing the reel. And there's gonna have to be some kind of negotiation now between Saxton Xavier and the goddamn wedding idiots to retrieve the reel. But yeah, this was Duster episode 7. If Nina's dad was killed for the same reason that Joey is killed, was Nina's dad also about to figure out what was going on?